I don't want you stealing any of our jokes for your Renaissance Festival.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm not saying it's happened or that it will happen, but I definitely don't want it to happen.
I can't even think of any jokes that I would steal for that.
Dimension X. I don't know.
I'm like, we have jokes?
We got jokes.
Okay, so no Dave Thomas Burns in the pub crawl. Got it.
We have actual jokes, don't we?
Yeah, sometimes.
Colin, before you get into it, I would just like to mention another game-related thing.
Okay.
The reason Shang Tsung lost, because he only took the souls of the defeated. He was chock full of loser.
It's true.
How
You can't use that joke.
So if you
Don't use that joke.
I won't. Oh my god. Oh god, that would have been so perfect. I was gonna be like, Renaissance Festival crowd, you're so full of loser. Man, it would have killed. Oh.
Heyo!
And then I'll follow it up with my classic Renaissance Festival tagline, Huzinga. Yeah.
Actually, that would be pretty funny.
Actually, okay, I might want to put Huzinga in.
No, you can't.
That would be a fatality.
What did you just say? Come on. Huzinga is perfect for a D&D show at a Renaissance Festival.
I know it is, and you said it here first. So you can't use it.
Eric, edit that out.
it's now property of John Hayes movies.
Edit it out so I can say Huzinga at the Renaissance Festival.
I promise I will edit it out.
Yay! Huzinga.
Want to ring the bell?
I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. I'm a loner, Daddy. Rebel.
I am the walrus.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies, the movie review podcast where my friends prevent me from performing fatalities on myself just to keep from watching this damn movie, and instead force me to watch movies. This week,
Yeah, self-fatalities.
this week we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally ho!
We have Chris Arsenault.
Toasty!
We have Colin McMillan.
That Veronica Vaughn is one hot piece of ace.
And we have James Barrup.
Flawless victory.
Much better. I am your host, Jonathan Barrup.
Not much better.
Whoa!
Oh, that hurt my heart. So for those of you who are curious, this week we watched Mortal Kombat, the movie. This 1995 gem is described as this. To
Double
save
negatives.
Yes. To save the planet, a team of hand-picked noble fighters face down the minions of an evil emperor in a deadly, fantastical combat tournament. It is starring Christopher Lambert for some reason.
Oh god, I know.
Robert
Still need
Shaw,
work.
Lyndon Ashby, and was directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. It's that W.S. that adds the gravitas.
Wait.
Well, it's not Paul Thomas Anderson.
That's
it's
okay.
Paul W.S. Anderson. Yeah.
I was confused.
And we reviewed a Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Yes.
What movie was that?
The Master.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it shows how much we should
I was
watch
going to
these
say, I
movies.
was like,
Hey, you
wow,
know,
I forgot that he directed this movie.
I know. I was like, what the fuck? Well, that explains the complete lack of action for the first 40 minutes.
This movie also answered the question, what happened to that one chick from Billy Madison? I asked about.
Yes, it did. That's what was hilarious. I'm going through it, watching. I'm like, I know her from something. And
Right.
I'm watching. I'm like, did
Sonia.
this come up like a fucking week ago?
Right.
Yep.
So that was fantastic.
So this is a Colin pick. I am going to. I believe he was working off a theme here.
Yep.
But before we officially get started, Colin, and before you talk about why you picked what you did, there are a couple of things I want to say.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
Sheriff Hamburger.
First
Oh,
off,
hamburgers.
we just because it needs to be mentioned on the podcast, we got a like today a very special like from a very special person on our Facebook page. Would anyone care to hazard a guess as to who might have liked our page?
No, I will not say that word.
Was he
right,
somebody
Eric.
famous?
Yes, it was somebody famous.
Was it a burger man?
It was a burger man.
Was this person white?
Yes.
Not that it makes any difference. I'm just asking.
Yes, they were.
Did he look like a bitch?
No, he did not. He actually looked really fucking cool.
Well, if he's white, can't be Ronald Black Donald.
I don't think anybody's sure what ethnicity the king is.
That's right.
Well, he hasn't been seen in years.
Yeah, the ethnicity for the
He's
king is
hiding
creepy.
really well.
Yeah.
No, it was Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's. He liked our
Yeah,
Facebook
apparently
page.
the Dave Thomas likes us on Facebook, which
From
is
the
wonderful.
dead. Yes.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Nothing can
Some
stop Dave
listeners go
Thomas,
the
founder
extra
of
mile.
Wendy's.
Yeah.
Yeah, whichever listener shouted that out, good on you.
Yeah, absolutely. We
We all
greatly
appreciate
it. Yep.
We appreciate your time.
and giving us that kind of level of thought. So, as for this particular movie...
That's very Scott Aukerman of you. This is the way you deliver that.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He's the guy from Comedy Bang Bang.
Oh, okay. So
Jokes are funny when you don't get them.
yes.
That's comedy bang.
They're
Bang.
even
pretty sure
funnier
that's-
when you
yeah.
explain them.
That's what Comedy Bang Bang is.
So,
It's one giant joke on the viewer.
Yep.
so when it comes to Mortal Kombat, I'm sure some of us have things to say, and some of us may not have things to say. So we're going to do a very special theme in today's John Hates Movies. It's going to be John Hates Movies or whatever.
All right.
Oh,
And we're gonna
like John
review-
hates movies or whatever. Like we can talk about other things that we hate.
Absolutely. Or we can...
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
Right, okay.
Okay. Good deal. So, Colin, tell us about Mortal Kombat. Or whatever.
Or what?
Well, all right. I'm taking physics right now. That's going pretty good.
Well, thank you.
Second day of class today, talking about Newton's first law of motion. Pretty rad. I was pretty excited about
Hey,
it,
Colin, as I hear it, a body in motion stays in motion.
if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a lot more. My physics class is a lot more entertaining than Mortal Kombat was. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the movie and what led me to choose the movie. Those of you who have heard our Wing Commander episode from last go round,
Ooh, didn't.
didn't yet, Jamothy. I feel like, I kind of got to eat some crow here and apologize. One thing that Mortal Kombat tries to teach the viewer is that revenge is not a good motivation for doing something. And I was mad at Chris for picking Wing Commander because it was so shitty. So I just decided that we were going to have to watch Mortal Kombat. I sort of revenge picked Mortal Kombat to get at Chris. And Raiden is right. You don't get anything from revenge, but more suffering. So I saw this movie when it was relevant. I own the soundtrack, which went platinum, by the way. Yes, the soundtrack.
That was
the
back-
soundtrack to Mortal Kombat went
soundtrack.
platinum.
Is awesome.
Ish.
It got Gravity Kills, the Immortals, Game FDM.
Yeah. Spawn had a better soundtrack.
Halcyon.
Spawn had a better soundtrack. And was
Spawn had better artists, but shittier soundtrack.
well, okay. Both of those soundtracks were painfully 90s.
Yeah.
Oh yes, very much. So.
And a lot of this movie was painfully 90s. Did you guys know that,
I don't know what
that
you're
both
talking
Tom
about.
Cruise and Johnny Depp were considered to play Johnny Cage, but both of them decided to have careers instead?
Yeah,
What were they thinking?
I know.
I mean, they could have considered Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Orson Welles, but they weren't considering doing this movie
Nope,
either.
no.
Steve Buscemi was considered to play Raiden.
Now,
Pretty sure that they tried to get Jean-Claude Van Damme, and he said no.
he was he did,
Which is hilarious because he's the right. Well, the other thing is that Johnny Cage's character is based off of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, I
you
think
go.
that's who he's supposed to be, right? Yeah, this movie really sucks. It's really bad. I remember kind of liking it, even though I knew it was stupid in the 90s when I watched it. Kids like dumb things. They don't like good things. They don't know what's good. This is not a good movie at all. I think it's worse than The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Wow.
because at least what's going on in The Island of Dr. Moreau, there was some imagination involved, but like the Mortal Kombat movie is so shitty, and is shitty in like it's everything that's wrong with video game movies for one thing.
Yeah.
Like you really only needed Shang Tsung to say fatality once.
Or flawless victory only when it was a flawless victory.
Like maybe the one time, and then like this is the tale you remember from your childhood stand-up arcade days of all your favorite heroes fighting for fighting against the demon legions of Outworld. Like Sonya Blade and Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and good old Art. Good old Art. Art comes into the movie and can literally exist in this movie for no other reason than to be killed. Like, this guy, he's not in the game.
Wait, is Art the black guy?
Yes!
Yeah, Art's the black guy. The funny thing is that there is another black guy that they directly reference in the game, Jax.
Yes, and he's in the movie for like 2 seconds
but he doesn't fight.
He doesn't do anything. No,
they're saving him for
he
the
would have to
sequel.
die because he's
It's
black.
cool. He's in the second one.
Yeah.
Metal arms and all.
And then he died. Like, that actor, like, it was deceased by 1998. The guy that played Jax, yep.
Oh, no.
Yes. So I don't know, man.
There are jokes there, but I'm not going to make it.
Right. Like, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, whoa, I guess it killed more than his career. But,
I was thinking he lasted long for an.
ooh. Wow.
Whoa.
Okay, so speaking of arms.
No.
Speaking
That one's not making
I'm
it.
going to edit this, and that's going to just get bleeped.
then I won't say. Okay, then speaking of arms, since you're gonna bleep it, I'll just come back in on speaking of arms.
Right.
It's kind of weird that in the Goro fight, when like this character dies, that he gets like Goro kills him by just punching him in the face real hard.
Yeah.
Because for some reason they make a movie of Mortal Kombat, the video game that made a humongous explosion controversy over its R-rated gore content, and then they make the movie PG-13 and nothing really that violent happens. Like, it's very...
That's crazy.
Yep.
It's
like,
crazy.
I kept on waiting for fatalities to happen.
Nothing happens, besides the fact that, like, nothing happens in this movie, period. And they set it up with this crazy long exposition from Shang Tsung about this tournament and Outworld, and you get into, like, Outworld politics with the princess and what the fuck ever, like, all this shit is, and you're like, just somebody fight somebody. And then they fight a bunch of guys with no names, and where is Art during that part? He's just chilling somewhere, like... Art doesn't even do anything except be like, hey, yo, you're Johnny Cage. Don't worry, I think you're cool. And then he gets killed. Like,
Who was the guy with the metal face and the chest hair?
Kano.
Kano.
Kano? That's
Kano.
Kano. I didn't
Kano.
really. I've only played the games like sparingly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wasn't actually a
same here.
big fan of the games because the gore did not impress me. Like, I don't need gore in video games.
Yeah.
And
no.
the first Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, was pretty weak as a fighter, and the fact that it was the one where you could punch off dudes' heads, like, that was the reason people played it. It was like, no, it's sweet because you can kill people and there's blood and blah, and
Yeah, if you go back and play those games are sorry.
oh yeah, like
They are-
the
Yeah,
first
man.
the first
They're
three, they're
awful.
fucking
Should have been
terrible.
more like Shaq Fu. Shaq Fu was the shit.
Well, Shaq Fu was certainly better than this movie.
I had Shaq Fu.
Shaq Fu was awful.
Shaq Fu was a fucking shit.
No.
I think
My dad, Shaq was making merchandise for a while, and like he made socks, and like my dad, we're gonna have to talk about him. My dad played softball when I was a kid, and he would always like wear like his denim shorts when he's playing softball, but he like would always pull his socks way up. And people were talking shit because my dad had these socks pulled way up and they said Shaq on them. So everybody started calling my dad Shaq. I thought it was awesome.
I love that bigger, stronger, faster when they're talking about the fighter pilots on amphetamines. And they're like, oh man, it was like, oh, I think that's a bogey down there. Let's light him up. Shaq! Was that an enemy? I hope it was. If not, I just killed a bunch of civilians to Shaq.
All right, yo. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even finish this movie. I got to the part where Liu Kang steps on Reptile, and I was like, that's enough.
Wait a minute, you stopped watching literally after the best fight in the entire movie.
It is the best fight in the entire movie, and it kind of made me mad because because at this point, Reptile, like, he was the secret character and everybody just thought he was cool because you could fight him if you found him, you know? Mm-hmm. But, like, Reptile isn't shit. He's just a reskinned Sub-Zero again. Like, right. Sub-Zero is the fucking guy in Mortal Kombat, and he got such a shit treatment in this movie, and I don't know why, but he looked super short. I don't know why that stood out to me so much, but, like, he looked tiny, and when it comes to the Sub-Zero fight, he doesn't even fucking fight him. He throws a bucket of water at him and Sub-Zero dies. I mean, that is how that went down, ladies and gentlemen, is he threw a fucking bucket of water at Sub-Zero and Sub-Zero was then deceased.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sub-Zero pisses icicles.
But I mean, am I wrong? Is that
would have made the fight interesting.
Is that not some bullshit?
That would hurt like hell.
Come on, but seriously, is that
bullshit?
Is that not some bullshit?
That is some bullshit. Some serious bullshit.
Fucking bullshit. Like
use what creates life to
oh my
him.
God! Yeah, that was
okay.
Like,
so I was watching
water.
This movie with,
Water creates life.
I was watching this movie with Jessica, and that part goes, in the next fight, use the thing that brings life, and she looks at me and goes, sex?
Was that a question? Did you like pause the movie?
Isn't that why you never finished?
Use the sex.
Yeah, maybe she was just looking for an out from watching the movie.
Oh, she very much was. But no, we laughed a lot. She was good. She was a good sport about it. But we did not.
I'm trying to be
finish
purposefully vague, but I'm not smart enough to do it.
Yeah. How can I put this? How can I be smooth about this? Do you want to have sex with me? Nailed it. Everything that you need to know about the production value of Mortal Kombat, and this is my last thought on it. Two more, sorry. Two more. In the scene in the woods where Johnny Cage is apparently out for his morning constitutional and then fights Scorpion, if you look closely, you can see a car go by in the background.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Does Johnny Cage shit in the woods?
Yeah. Like, I mean, seriously, they couldn't even fucking secure that set to make the Mortal Kombat movie. There are fucking cars going by in the background. Like, there's a road back there.
Paul W.S. Anderson, you son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. And then that happens, and I don't know what they were thinking with Reptile because I don't know. It was just that was a mess. So
is Reptile like the other Sub-Zero? Is that the deal with him? I thought he was just like their little brother that didn't have a name or something and didn't have powers.
No, dude. Like Reptile
He's got lizard
was a secret character. Was he in the first one? He was in the first one, right? Yeah.
He was in
okay.
the second one.
He showed up in the second one, and then you could play him in the third. That's right. He shows up in the second one as the secret character. It's like there's a certain way to trigger the fight happening. It's just an extra fight, and he's just another Sub-Zero Scorpion guy, but he's green, and he's got like a slightly, he's got different moves, but he's just the same character model, color skinned differently, like they used to do in shitty video games. Like
right.
he's like a more powerful imp in a Final Fantasy game. Like he's green. What does this guy do?
He's green.
Yeah, he's green, and like he had his own fatalities and stuff later in the game, but Reptile was just an extra character. He had no relevance in the game at this point at all. He was just an extra guy you could fight.
Well, that's kind of how he came across in the movie.
Yeah,
he was just a guy that died.
Think about how much that shitty CG Reptile cost, and was in there for no reason. Like,
yep.
Because honestly, they could have just got to Outworld and then bam, Green Ninja attack. Like, that would have been fine, and everybody watching would know it was Reptile. But like,
oh yeah.
But no, we have to have some fucking story about this little toothy monkey that's like jumping around. I don't know.
That thing was the worst.
It was terrible. This movie's the worst.
Fucking PlayStation FMV.
Now I'm gonna talk about. This made me think, and I'm going to give a very special apology to Chris right now.
Oh,
not just because of the revenge thing. But watching Mortal Kombat, I realized that This movie makes Killer Mermaid look really good. This movie makes Sharknado look really good. And I'm watching this movie and I'm just watching something that is truly a shitty, terrible movie. Everything is wrong with this movie. Chris, I owe you an apology. Mad Max was not that bad.
Told you.
Mad Max is pretty good as far as movies made go, especially like movies made in that time period and made on the cheap.
Right.
On the cheap.
Yes.
Mad Max is pretty good. It has slow pacing, which is normal for the time it was made.
Yep.
I needed Mortal Kombat to bring me back to reality about about movies.
Here's the thing, guys.
This
you guys haven't seen as many movies as I have, as many terrible movies as I have, so you don't really understand where I'm coming from when I say it's not that bad of a movie.
I mean, but like now we're two for two here with really shitty adaptations of video game movies. Mortal Kombat, just the worst train wreck. It's a disservice to the video game industry that this movie was even made. And Wing Commander, which somehow makes space combat more boring than the empty Australian outback with no sets that was in Mad Max. Like space dogfights that are more boring than the fucking bush. What?
I want to piggyback on that because this movie also pointed a very similar lesson out to me.
You're gonna say sorry to me now, right?
Why?
Whoa! He's getting really excited.
We're sleeping
John, you
with
owe
your
me an
wife.
apology.
What?
I owe you an apology?
Yeah, you owe me a big apology.
For what?
Don't you know? You don't know?
No.
Come on, John.
Oh, okay. Well,
come on, John. You
I guess,
really?
I guess we're not friends. We have beef.
Oh yeah, the beef.
Is it the ska thing?
No. No, I was just trying to see if I could get you to apologize.
I'm sorry.
Did I
your
not
favorite
suck
ska
around
song.
October's dick enough?
All right. No, actually, it was this. After we've watched a lot of quote bad movies, unquote bad movies in John Hates Movies, but now we're actually starting to watch bad movies.
Yeah.
Like really bad ones.
And I think this is really kind of making me a little bit more impressed with movies like Sharknado and
Yeah.
Wolf Cop. You know, I mean,
Hey, Wolf Cop was great.
Yes,
Wolf
it
Cop was great, but
Wolf
it's
Cop was
also
amazing.
not that great. But I mean,
Well,
like,
it knows what it is.
yeah. And I'm kind of coming around. I used to hate the, oh, it's so bad, it's good thing. But now I'm coming around that maybe that might actually be a legitimate choice.
Yeah.
If
Yeah?
you don't make that choice, then you end up with something like Mortal Kombat or Wing Commander.
Yeah, because like you can tell the way it was made. Some of the people involved in Mortal Kombat, they thought they were trying to make this a sweet movie. Like,
Yeah. I think that was really what they were trying to do. I think they literally were like, this movie's going to be so sweet. And if anybody says anything like that to you, just walk away.
this is what we're going to be remembered for.
Dude, this podcast is gonna be so sweet.
Oh no,
Dude, we're all destined for greatness.
This is what we're going to be remembered for.
Yeah.
So, Colin, you pretty much wrapped up.
that's
Dude, we
all
were
I
meant for
got.
something more.
All right.
We were destined for
Who
greatness.
wants to go next? You can talk about
Oh,
Mortal
boy.
Kombat or whatever.
Whatever.
Okay, so I'm on this.
All right.
So first, I'd like to say I think this movie was a very poor use of time travel. Since they obviously traveled to 2015 Detroit for the set of Outworld.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention the denizens of Outworld, shaggy people that run around everywhere. Like,
I mean, if I had a time machine, we all know I'd use it to abuse the mail system, but
Yep.
I don't think I would go to Detroit. I also appreciate that they allowed little people to play non-traditional little people roles, i.e. Sub-Zero.
Peter Dinklage as Sub-Zero.
It's really a bold choice.
There were there were a lot of fights in this movie, and they all appeared to be choreographed.
Yep.
They all appeared to be, huh?
It had a cohesive story.
Yeah.
Did it?
I'm not sure
I
about that.
agree.
Okay.
It did. It didn't leave anything, left hanging.
No.
It went pretty straightforward with everything. It had practical effects mixed with, at the time, cutting-edge CGI.
At the time.
No!
At the
At the
time.
time,
What?
it was cutting-edge CGI.
Jurassic Park!
Yeah,
Hold
it
on
should
a
have been
minute.
cut.
Hold on a minute. I did not say it was good.
I know.
And for
You're
the
saying cutting
time,
edge.
yes, it was. It was, in fact, was.
It was on the edge
And here's
of
the
something.
thing. It was on the edge of something. I
I'm
didn't
on
say
the edge.
I didn't say cutting edge of greatness.
Glory.
You
And
got
I'm hanging on a moment.
you can't
with
interrupt
you.
me when my entire review is a joke in its own. And it had great boobage in the Sonya Blade fight.
I saw that. Yes,
There was definitely some boobage.
there's
Right.
there's a little bit of boobage.
Wait, did she like take her top off or something?
No, it was just
she was
cleavage.
in a tank top. Yeah.
Tank top.
Yeah, you basically get a one shot like straight down her shirt towards the end of that fight.
Oh.
And I noticed that. Because I am observant. I was going to say enjoyable characters, but that's not true.
Nope.
Yeah.
What about the art direction? Do you like the sets?
I did.
I thought they were okay.
What about that
I love
bamboo
how
forest?
I feel they reuse sets a little bit too much. Like
Mhm.
the banquet room was like, I don't know, like a third of the movie.
Yes.
It's like then they had all these arenas in different areas, and that was neat. I actually liked how they had all these different arenas.
Yeah.
But yes, then they
Like
reused
like
that,
the beach.
that eating hall / throne room, whatever it was, for like pretty much any side fight. It was like, oh, well, let's be here. Oh, Rain's doing stuff. Let's be here. Oh, we're telling secrets. Let's be here. Oh, we're having a fight. Let's be here. Oh, we're trying to sneak in and find out everyone's information about what they're trying to do and really trying to get past us humans. Let's do it here.
That was a part of this that happened in this movie?
Yes.
What?
They were sneaking around trying to figure out what they were doing because they knew they were up to something, and then they end up. That's the first fight where Johnny Cage and Sonya and Liu Kang end up fighting all the extras.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you cannot try to look badass and in like a fighting stance and walk downstairs because it looks like you don't have knees.
Is that the one where all the guys showed up in oil? Like they're all
Yep.
super oily?
Yeah, that's
And-
it.
And then Raiden's like, "Oh, I guess you didn't look that way and see the 40
And
guys standing
I
there."
don't know if you guys really caught it, but this movie even had a montage. Goro death montage.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
Oh,
He
yeah,
just
it was.
all you
It
see is
did.
like
Oh,
a
yeah.
guy hit the ground, a guy hit the ground, a guy hit the ground, a guy hit. They literally, it's like we don't have the Goro like practical effects sorted
To
out yet,
actually, yeah,
so we're just
kill-
gonna film people falling, fall,
Yep.
fall, and just and it's like it's excellent use of nothing.
Yeah.
Having nothing and trying to get something. I feel they did that in those scenes.
I actually agree with you. Yeah.
Oh, so
What's going on here,
No,
guys?
no, no,
Nope.
no,
I'm with them.
no,
I'm on board.
no,
Let's go.
no, no, no.
here and this is why Mortal Kombat is the greatest movie ever made.
No.
Jesus.
No,
See,
I
guys-
redact my apology.
Let's good. Let's come on.
So what we did, we took a video game that's main shtick was that it was like this hyper violent, very counterculture because graphically violent, on a 16-bit era where you couldn't. I mean, yeah, whatever. It had crappy pixelated blood. Okay, you could rip people's skulls off and pull their spines out and whatever.
Right.
We have this hyper-violent video game, and you know what Paul W.S. Anderson did? He made it palatable to a wider audience.
It's like taking shit and not making it not taste like shit anymore.
Well,
but not,
it's like-
it's still
Yeah,
shit.
it's like putting salt on it. You know?
It's like putting salt on shit.
He made it more palatable.
It's now accessible to an entire generation
Right.
that likes shit.
Right. I mean, I'm surprised you don't hear more hipsters talking about how much they love Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
This
God.
gives a generation of people the ability to like something that nobody else likes.
Mm.
This movie, for its time, it was one of the earlier video game movies.
Uh-huh.
It's not the first one by any means,
No.
obviously, but it was early. And it followed in that vein and decided that everyone who loved the original, like, okay, so everyone that loved the source material was a fucking idiot, and that there were better options than to do anything pertaining to anything that people already knew and loved, or appreciated, or thought was cool, whatever.
Like the characters were kind of there, right?
Not really. I would say the only character that was probably close was probably Johnny Cage, because he was supposed to be kind of a conceited,
What about Liu Kang?
douche. Well, that's the thing. None of the rest of the characters really had that much personality.
Yeah, you never knew shit about Liu
You
Kang.
really never knew anything. Johnny Cage was supposed to be like an action movie star, so you make all these assumptions that he's kind of like a douche.
Did they actually have stories for these characters in
I
the
don't
game?
know until later
That's
on.
about all. That's about all you got, though.
Let me put it this way: by the time this movie came out, no.
Yeah.
Later in the later games, they actually do a whole background, like in the later games, like in the.
Did they?
PlayStation 2 and
Was
other-
it video games? Like, did the movie set make the characters what they were in the
God,
video games?
I don't even know, because I never really played Mortal Kombat. Like, I played Mortal Kombat
Eric,
back on the SNES and Genesis, and I haven't really played them since because I'm not a huge fan. Because I never liked the stop motion capture because it was clunky and slow.
like digitized real people.
I was a Street Fighter kid.
Me too. Eric, you've got to see. There's a clip. I think it's listed on YouTube as the worst video game ending ever, and it's like one of the ending animations from probably the PS1 era, one of the PS1 era Mortal Kombat's, and I think it's Jax's ending, and it is like appallingly horrible. We should put it on the public page to get everybody psyched about this review, because it's seriously like about the worst thing you've ever seen.
I will say this though. What is more impressive than Mortal Kombat, the movie, based on a video game, is Street Fighter, the movie game, which is the video game done in the capture style of Mortal Kombat, of the movie that was based on the video game that was completely not that style.
I forgot about that, Chris. I'm glad you brought
So you
that
got
up.
to appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yep. You can play Jean-Claude Van Damme's Guile.
Yes. You can. And
Roll Julius M. Bison. Yeah. Wow. That weird Blanca.
Carlos Blanca.
That's pretty weird.
So
did you just call him Carlos Blanca?
Carlos
that's
Blanca.
his name
That's
in
what
the
his
movie.
name was in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Wow. It's genetically modified.
In summation, watch Street Fighter.
I am Carlos Blanca.
Carlos Blanca.
I am Carlos Blanca.
I'm Carlos Blanca.
I'm Charlie White.
So yeah, anyone else want to take a stroll down
Stupid
Mortal
lane?
Kombat lane?
All right, I
Stroll
guess.
down Mortal Lane.
Chris, the only thing I have to say is, we came here to talk about Mortal Kombat, but
Or whatever.
it's okay because John says we can talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Now, I came here to talk about Mortal Kombat, but John says we could talk about whatever. We brought all these.
We could be here for hours.
We brought all these microphones and headphones here, and I brought my friends here to talk about Mortal Kombat. But according to John, we can talk about whatever. So you guys can talk about whatever, but me, I'm gonna hitch up my brain, and I'm gonna head up that river, and I'm gonna hit Mortal Kombat so hard, the next Paul W.S. Anderson wannabe is gonna feel it. Now who's with me?
Yay!
What the fuck was that?
That was the speech from Street Fighter. Well, obviously changed, but the next M. Bison wannabe is
He's
going to feel
it.
so hard.
Wow.
Yeah,
that
that's
was-
impressive,
Thank you,
James.
James.
That was quite good.
That was very good.
Okay, well, I've got a few little observations on Mortal Kombat. So first up, my sister's in town visiting for the week, hanging out with me. She watched this movie with me last night.
Oh man.
So Colin, you owe my sister an apology.
I'm sorry. I'm
Lisa.
sorry. Lisa Lajon.
Well, yeah, Rothar, but her.
Sorry, Lisa
Maybe.
Rothar. Rothar, you sound like a Mortal Kombat character.
Rothar.
Yeah, she's got a pretty brutal last name.
Brutal. Sorry, Lisa.
Yeah. Oh, so that was the first thing. The second thing is I watched this on my birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
To be fair,
31's
that is
looking
not
pretty
our
rough.
fault.
Yeah, guys, 31's a pretty bad year so far. It's just been watching Mortal
Hey,
Kombat.
to be fair though, you set the stage. It can only go up from here. Right?
I guess that's true. I guess.
So start on a down note.
A
only
little
go
more
up.
piss in your coffee, Mr. Largent?
So I only took a couple of notes down. The first one is who is the guy that set up the tournament? Who's the bad guy?
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Wang
Shang
Chung.
Tsung. Wang Chung looked like the Asian captain from the old Iron Chef, the dude that would bite like.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the
the
chairman.
onion.
Yeah, the chairman. The guy that would like bite peppers at the beginning of Iron
Yeah.
Chef. Yeah, that guy. I don't know. That's what he looked like to me.
Yeah.
The next note is I just keep waiting for this dude to bite a pepper. The next note is a joke I've already made. Whoa, that's what happened to the chick from Billy Madison. And I wrote a note that just says Kenny Rogers.
That old guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He looks
yeah,
like
the
Kenny
guy-
Rogers.
Oh yeah, he totally did look like Kenny
Oh,
Rogers.
did you know? Okay, the director of Johnny Cage's movie there, the guy that looks like Steven Spielberg, did you know they
Yeah.
tried to actually get Steven Spielberg to
it
be
sounds like
that
they
guy?
tried to get everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And what? Okay, so they probably tried to get Steven Spielberg to direct the whole movie in the first place.
Yeah,
Like-
they were really trying to make this like a real movie or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Nice
then-
try.
But then at
Exactly.
the end of the movie, Liu Kang would have like gone home to his people. Wait,
What?
I don't think
goes
so.
home. He goes home. He
Oh, right.
goes home.
Okay.
I don't think
Movie,
so.
He went home to another world.
I don't think
Think
so.
about it. This movie was E.T.
I don't think so.
He was in another world. He was in an alien world, and people were trying to harm him the entire time, and he returned home victorious. E.T.
And he had
This
magical
movie's
powers.
E.T.
Also, every
that-
time Raiden was on screen, it enraged me. I was like, "Fucking Christopher Lambert! What the fuck?"
There can be only one.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
and I do not.
So while we were watching this movie, me and my sister mostly just talked the entire time.
Right.
Yeah, because like I stopped taking notes after my final note was you can tell this movie's from the 90s because Liu Kang has Jesse from Full House's haircut.
Right?
Yeah.
Such a kung fu haircut.
It was like perfectly feathered the whole time.
Yeah.
He had some like wonderful body to his hair. I'm just saying. Because the next thing we did was like start looking up like who these actors were from this movie,
Yeah.
and we were like, who's Christopher Lambert? And then we looked up and like, oh, that's the guy from Highlander. I've never seen Highlander either.
I love it. It's bad, but I love it.
But then me and my sister had like a 5-minute conversation about how her boss is completely in love with the Highlander, which makes no sense to me.
It has like a
It has a cult
sci-fi
following, yeah.
following.
No, like the person, like she's
She loves
attracted
Christopher
to.
Lambert?
Christopher
Yes,
Lambert.
she's attracted to that guy.
Well,
And-
good for her because he's blind.
What? He is.
She's got a good chance. Yeah.
So my sister took down a couple notes. I'm not sure. Oh, geez. Her first, and then she texted them to me.
Yeah.
Observations: :
They're like notes, but a little less
A little
pricey.
classier.
No,
Yeah, a little
isn't
classy.
that your brother's thing? Oh no, my brother does notes. I do observations.
Right. The first one just says hand thong.
And thong.
Yeah, I guess Sonia had like a thong glove on her hand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, you can tell that.
She's not trying to come up with jokes. These are just observations.
She's a she because she was looking at her hands. The rest of us.
That's how I missed it. Must have been in the fight scene.
Right. The next note just says the Stamos.
Yep.
The next note says weak premise.
Right.
Too real.
The next note says dry ice. Yes. Oh yeah. So like anytime Sub-Zero showed up, like they just got out the fog machine. The next note says, "I smell something." Bullshit. that was her favorite line from the movie.
Oh God, yeah.
She liked Sonya's, very laconic lines and her delivery and all that stuff.
Oh my God,
Really?
that poor girl was
To
trying
interrupt
so
real
hard.
quick, the best moment in the entire film is after the Scorpion fight when Johnny Cage throws the signed photo to my biggest fan.
Yeah.
Best part of the entire movie.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good. Another one of her observations about Sonya, and she didn't text it. She just said it to me on the spot. She was like, "Okay, so all the dudes in this movie like lifted weights and like got in shape to be in the movie, but Sonya has no arm muscles.
Yeah!
Like all I do is yoga, and my arms are more defined than hers."
Jessica noticed that too. She's like, "That girl's like doughy."
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonya
Yes.
looking pretty soft.
Lisa needed to explain this next note to me, but I liked it. She said Scorpion needs help from Ben Stein.
Oh,
'Cause
dry
he had
eyes.
dry eyes.
Yes. Try clear eyes.
I actually liked that one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well done, Lisa. Well done.
Yeah.
Try clear eyes.
She has another note
They're
that
awesome.
another note that says dry ice. She has a note that says sunglasses at the night fight. For whoever that guy is, Johnny Cage. Wiener shot. Apparently somebody punched somebody in the wiener and it was a
Goro.
problem.
Johnny Cage punches Goro in the dick.
Johnny Cage's iconic move, punching people in the dick.
Is that in the game?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is actually.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, he does the splits just like that and punches people in the dick. That's
his thing.
And it's not his fatality.
Should be.
He just punches your head off.
Next note just says bugs ? Like
Yeah.
why were there a bunch of worms and cockroaches coming out of that guy's corpse? That was
Because it
stupid.
was
Because
Outworld.
he's the Oogie Boogie Man.
Oh
Yeah.
right.
Because
Because
Outworld,
it's a
everything
thingy
is
thing.
everything's evil, and there's homeless people running around. They're just running somewhere. They're in a hurry.
I feel like Detroit's doing a little bit better now, though.
Her final observation just said hammer pants.
Yep.
But like, so we had a little conversation like, hammer pants are actually a little bit functional for doing kung fu, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they give you a lot of range of motion
Well,
and
Movement.
stuff.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Did the hammer pants come out at the end?
I think so. Yeah.
Were they
I
Liu
think Luke
Kang's
Kang
hammer
was
pants?
wearing them, and
Yeah.
Luke Kang
They
was
weren't
pretty much
as
wearing.
big as hammer pants, but
He-
yeah, they're very, very loose pants.
There was
Yeah.
nothing that Liu Kang wore that Bruce Lee did not in in any movie. You know.
Well, did you notice that this movie is just a copy of Enter the Dragon? Like this is the same concept as
Yeah.
Enter the Dragon. It's just Enter the Dragon with demons.
Except Enter the Dragon is good.
Yes, yes,
And it has that mirror room fight, and it's fucking cool.
yeah. Enter the Dragon is sweet.
Yes. So that's what I hated about this movie. The show is called John Hates Movies, but I feel like a lot of times we have trouble with the hate part. And it's because, like, none of us have really understood what it takes to hate a movie.
I can feel your anger.
Once one can look inside and dislike what they see, everything else looks like bullshit. No matter how good it is. So that's like the first step to hating a movie is hating everything.
Okay.
Strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete.
And your faith in your friends is yours.
Yes. The shield generator is. Oh shit!
You fucked up.
It was I that allowed the Alliance to know the location of the shield generator. It is quite safe from your pitiful little band.
Son of Skywalker should have never lived to become a Jedi.
Oh yeah, that's when they haven't found the Emperor's feet yet, and he's like, the son of Skywalker should not become a Jedi.
Yeah, so I'm done. We got to start picking good movies, guys.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Wait, is this going to be a listener suggestion this week?
I believe we did
Yes,
decide
I
it was
believe it.
number
Well,
I guess
we can
that's-
always veto all of the listener suggestions and
No.
pick something we want to watch, right?
James, before we
Fuck that.
before you let you go, I am gonna say one thing about the whole John Hates Movies thing.
Oh.
John Hates Movies just sounds better, then John is very annoyed at the choices the people who make movies make.
It's less clunky. It's less clunky than John is consistently just a little disappointed with movies.
John really is just kind of full of faint praise.
John is mildly cynical about movies.
John is over movies.
James, tell us about Mortal Kombat. Or
All right.
whatever.
Or whatever. All right, so I'm going to go completely against the tide here and say I didn't hate it.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, but not ironically?
No, not
Oh,
ironically.
James.
It's
To be
completely.
fair, I didn't
James.
hate it. I just recognize that it is not a good movie.
Yeah.
Here's my faint praise for James. Well, James, that's because you're naive enough to still see the good in everything. It's really sweet.
Well, this movie, without a doubt, is loaded to the gills with 90s cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely and completely. And if you can't get
Crap
past
singles.
that, then you're not going to have a good time. But honestly, I could see myself, like, back in the days of cable, not to say that this was my first time watching this movie, but had this movie came on cable on a Saturday afternoon when I had nothing to do, and, I had, like, my Game Boy in front of me or something like that, I'd probably sit and let it play all the way through because it was just mildly entertaining enough to kind of keep me interested. You talk about like bad video game movies and this commits all the crimes. I don't agree with that because this movie did something that a lot of video game movies have. A lot of movies have trouble with. A lot of movies where they're adapting anything have trouble with. Is that they kept it simple, really kind
What?
of simple. Yeah, I mean, okay. Now there were
Political
parts-
intrigue of Outland, the Outland Royal Court.
Okay. They established the Outland Royal Court. That's fine. I can deal with that. That's still simple. The thing with like, okay, Liu Kang is like the chosen one, and he can't talk with Katara because something, and this and that. They like,
Anna.
yeah. Oh yeah, Katana.
Cortana.
He can't use Windows 10.
Yep.
Hello,
Crap
Matt.
Dubla.
Hello,
You know-
Master Chief.
You know,
Yeah.
she's Puerto Rican. She's not even Asian.
She's hot.
Creep Lana.
Liu Kang's love interest. They couldn't have him fall in love with a white girl, so
Well,
got a
she wasn't
Puerto
Puerto
Rican
Rican. She was
Vaguely
outworld
ethnic.
in-
yes, outworldian,
Vaguely ethnic.
Yep.
vaguely ethnic.
Vaguely ethnic princess.
Vaguely ethnic princess.
What just happened?
It's a new toy from Vlarf for your 7-year-old daughter.
We're never cutting that commercial. Nope.
Do you want to have all races represented in your child's dolls but can only buy one?
Okay, we are totally cutting that commercial. Oh, actually, that's like, wait, oh god, that should be a YouTube video. Seriously, Eric, you just sold me on it. So James, continue
Brought to you
continue
by a bunch of
feeding us
white
with
guys.
your complete and utter nonsense.
Vaguely ethnic
princess. Alright, so yeah, they built up that whole thing about like there was something about those two
Raymond.
they're two halves of the core crux and they can't get back together because then they'll form Voltron and
What the?
destroy the Emperor. Like that was what was like
Wow.
alluded. That
Yeah.
was what was alluded apparently, something like that.
Shit, a
and-
lot happened in the last 25 minutes I didn't watch.
They completely dropped it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They completely dropped any semblance of that plot line.
Oh yeah, when they're like, the descendant of Kung Lao is here. We'll keep him away from dead, bitch. I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
exactly.
in the big intrigue talk where where Goro and Shang Tsung were rapping about politics. Like,
Just saying, of course he had offspring. His name is Come Loud. You're welcome.
No, it just means that when they're doing it, the entire Outland can hear them. Other than that, you have like a pretty simple plot where the guy's like, I've got a tournament and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. the action was really underwhelming, like Power Ranger, like
Oh, yeah.
first 5 seasons Power Ranger level bad.
yeah.
Even the sad part is that even Power Rangers nowadays does action better than Mortal Kombat did in the 90s.
Yep.
Despite the fact that song is cheesy as shit. Now you listen to it kind of ironically, but it's still good. Mortal Kombat. Do 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 do. Yeah, back in the 90s. It is so funny because back in the 90s, that song was so kick-ass, and now it's just a joke.
I disagree. I'll anytime that song comes on, I will proudly listen to it.
I disagree. That song was never kick ass.
Come on, the only reason
Both
everybody liked
disagreeing
it,
for different reasons,
it
but
was,
yes.
it was the Mortal Kombat song. If it was just
You
another
guys are
techno song.
so lucky Power Rangers the movie is not on Netflix.
Oh my god!
It was.
It was. That's the sad part. They took it off. Oddly enough, there are a lot of people still singing the praises of Mortal Kombat as like an adaptation.
That's weird because it really sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you probably couldn't have expected much better from this.
cheesy and
Game
cheap and
series.
fucking
I agree with you,
Scorpion.
Chris.
Like a lot of the
They
effects in this were just awful. Like Scorpion's like skull face effect.
Shit,
was-
that was probably the best
That
effect
was,
of the movie.
No, that was so bad. Goro was the best effect in the movie, and that was bad. Because pretty much it was like, the Ninja
Latex
Turtles live
bodysuit,
action
yeah.
movie effect.
His arms didn't move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah, they did. It was the upper half was all robotic.
Was that how they did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so his
that
upper
explains
two
why
arms.
it always did seem super mechanical. I just assumed they weren't talking between the two people who were controlling stuff. So that's
Bless you, Millie.
stupid.
Yeah, you
They
had
said bless you.
you had the guy underneath who was like pretty much like the
Wearing a
body
shoulder-
actor. Yeah, and he was wearing a shoulder bit that was the upper arms
Oh,
and the head.
That's
And the
kind of
head.
badass.
It was
actually.
all like that's why his upper hands were so much more expressive than his lower sets of arms because they were actually controlled by a puppeteer
nice.
who knew how he had to do that shit. He still looked ugly as hell. He looked
Yep.
like Chucky. Like
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth on the Goro effect because, like,
Well, the problem with that is that you can't have a thing like that fight ever.
yeah,
It's not like
It's not going to work.
Practical.
yeah, it's not practical. I was gonna say a limber.
It's
whatever.
Simply not practical. You can't
Yeah.
get it to do the movement that you need it to do.
And that's why the Goro versus Art fight was so fucking lame because all he did was just sort of stand with his hands up and move back and forth.
well, that's also why they did like 16 shots of someone falling down
Yep.
because it was
And I
too
agree
much
with you
to-
on that. It was actually a great way to show that Goro was a badass without actually having to try to show
Goro,
was
which
a
would just
badass.
actually would have made.
What the fuck?
Okay,
That wouldn't
you're
have worked.
shaking your head.
You guys
but
are
let
fucked.
me put it this way: showing 10, 16, 305 people falling down, killed by Goro, is still better than what would have happened if they had actually shown Goro
That's
attempting
because
to fight that
they-
many
Yep.
people.
They tried to
because
make
the
a
effects
movie
are terrible.
with Goro in it, and they couldn't do it.
correct.
Yes.
That's what was going on
Why
there.
didn't
Colin-
they just make him CG?
Colin, I need you to retract. I need you to retract your apology to Chris.
I already did.
Yeah,
He already
that's-
did.
We're
Well,
dead.
it's
happened a
double
while
retracted
ago.
now.
Yeah. Now,
So-
now Chris owes me an apology.
You know what? In fact, I apologize again, just so I can bring it back.
I also like the idea of putting your 10 to 12 extras all in ninja masks so that you can use them over and over again in different
Yes.
parts. That was a smart move.
yes.
Hey James, I'm
James,
sorry
are you
you're
just
so.
trolling us now?
No,
What's
I'm
going on?
serious. I seriously had fun watching this movie. I had fun it was full of cheese. It was stupid as shit, but I had fun watching it. There wasn't a whole lot of bullshit talking. There was some bullshit talking, but this movie was mostly action.
Yeah, but the action
Bad
wasn't
ac-
good.
No,
No,
no.
but at least it was action.
I'm with James. I did enjoy it. I'd totally watch the movie again.
No.
Yeah.
No.
If I
What the fuck's going
No.
on?
We
No.
should watch the second one
No,
and
no,
the two
Oh,
shows.
No,
God.
James,
no,
I-
no,
and the
no,
two
no,
what?
no, no,
The two TV
no.
shows.
I need to make an
God.
apology to you, James.
What?
I'm sorry you're so fucking stupid.
Baby
You guys-
ethnic princess.
James and Chris, I'm sorry you're not feeling well today. Maybe we should re-record this episode when your fever has gone down.
I've got a fever, and the only cure is more Mortal Kombat.
No!
Okay. And
You,
No,
you don't
no.
get more Mortal Kombat.
No,
No.
I'm not done. So
James, you're about to get gonged the fuck off. So hurry.
I really liked the sets for this movie
No,
too.
you didn't. No,
Yes,
you
I
didn't.
did.
No,
Even
you're
though
just
there were
going for
only
another
5
Fresh
of them,
Prince.
I liked.
I'm shit
I
canning it right now.
liked-
No Fresh Prince. You're done.
I liked the cheesy Halloween castle.
You cannot say that it was rare.
Huh?
You can't say it was rare.
No,
It's rare.
I wasn't going to say it was rare. I will say that they hated food in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
They absolutely hated food. I don't think there was a point, except for like Kano, where they had food and they didn't destroy it.
Kano just kept spitting his food out too. He didn't even eat it.
Like, he wasn't even eating it.
Whatever they had on that
Giant-
whatever they had on
When
that set,
the
it must have been
giant
rank.
four-armed,
Yeah.
like, ugly-ass motherfucker is disgusted with you.
Yeah. Sonya Blade. Oh my god, I could talk forever about Sonya Blade. She looked like she looked throughout the movie like she was constantly smelling a fart.
Yep. She has fart face.
It was probably that rank turkey that Kano was eating.
Yeah.
She has a really bad case of RBF.
Yeah.
Awful, and it is really upsetting that she was a prime example of people not being able to write a strong female character.
Yep.
Wait, are you trying to make a valid point out of Mortal Kombat?
No, I'm
Fuck
with you
you,
on that
James.
because that was the first thing that I
Yeah,
thought.
right.
Like I said that to Jessica when we were watching it. I was like, oh yeah, this is the '90s strong female lead where she's just bitch to everyone all the time.
Yep.
And-
Yeah,
and
but
then-
the
and then
dudes
she's in
were
love.
douches to everyone all the time.
It's true.
Which
Johnny Cage was.
I
I
would say
chuckled.
as it went on, he was lovely.
I enjoyed Johnny Cage. He kind of gave me an all-American hero vibe.
oh Jesus
He
God.
made
Guys,
you
I
feel
think-
like you were
Hey,
part of it.
yeah,
because
what the
he
fuck?
was a little afraid
John-
about a situation that you would be afraid about.
John Collin,
Like real people.
I'm kind of afraid for my health right now because I think there must be a gas leak in the basement.
Yes. Something's wrong.
All-American hero is cheesy as shit.
All right,
Oh
James.
my god.
You have
But
3
it's
minutes
also easy
to
as
bring
pie.
this home before you get gonged the fuck off.
But other than that, yeah, Christopher Lambert was ridiculous and stupid.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You're forgetting his almost indetectable French accent.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think
Let's
so.
use
I
a
don't
horrible
think so.
lightning effect on my eyes anytime I show up.
I don't
think so.
I don't think so.
The ending was
how
so
you say
fucking
it, I
Power
don't think
Rangers.
so.
I couldn't.
Yes. It
Oh, the ending was terrible. They even used the Dr. Claw voice.
Oh yeah, I know that was hilarious.
Oh yeah. When Lord Zed shows up at the end, I remember that from watching it as a teen.
And yeah, I guess
I don't think so.
I also love when Liu Kang's like chilling, like meditating on the beach. That's like the only time his hair is like out of place, and it's like totally fucking wigging out. Leslie made the comment that Sonya Blade on the in the Kano fight is wearing an outfit that would be not out of place today. Cut off jean shorts and tank top.
There you go.
All she needs is like, big nerd sunglasses and a long oversized sweater.
Shit, you're right.
She was way ahead of her time.
And the Liu Kang reptile fight was watchable. It was decent. Not good by fight standards now because our standards for action scenes are
That is
so much higher
probably
nowadays.
true.
But for the time was actually probably stand out among.
Yeah, I can hear the gong chasing you down.
Yeah, well, no, we've had this conversation before, and somebody pointed out I said the
Oh,
exact
you're
same
right,
thing
you're
that
right.
you were saying, and I believe
Bruce
you
Lee.
were the one who
Bruce
put
Lee.
yes.
Bruce Lee, you're right. Yeah, and I should have realized that because it's fucking Liu Kang who is fucking ripoff of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, and the movie's a ripoff of Enter the Dragon, and like how? Ugh.
No, it's a ripoff of E E.T.
No, it's a ripoff of Hogan's Heroes.
No, it's a ripoff of Hulk Hogan.
No, it's all a ripoff of Plato's Republic.
Because obviously Katana is Elliot.
It's a ripoff of Watchmen.
Yeah,
Um,
it's always a
so-
ripoff. Yeah, just like Batman.
So in the
Yeah,
game,
it's a ripoff of Batman Begins.
in the game, Sonya Blade. I looked this
I
up
think
on
you
Wikipedia.
guys are
or
all
something.
missing. It's a ripoff of Convoy.
Oh,
It is a
Oh,
ripoff
yes.
of Convoy, of course. Chris Christopherson is even in that one scene.
So just want to talk a little trivia about Sonya Blade in the first Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So they almost had the game done, and they realized that they probably should put a woman in the game.
Oh,
Because
jeez.
it hadn't occurred to them at that point. And so they hired the only woman that they could get to do Sonya's like modeling thing. And I don't even think they had a name for her. And the costume that she wears in the game just happened to be what she was wearing at the time because she was like a kickbox instructor or something like that.
Wow.
Yep. But, she still stuck around and played Sonya Blade for, like, the rest of the other games and stuff. But, yeah, it's just ridiculous that this, like, one of the main characters of the movie was, like, a complete afterthought. Ridiculously stupid afterthought. Like, not putting her in the game, just not thinking, oh, hey, maybe this fighting game could have a woman in it. Yeah, the
So,
game was
James, I'm
fucking
sorry
stupid.
we had to cut you short there, but quite honestly, I don't know what kind of
I
crack
would like
you were smoking.
obvious lies for 800, Alex.
Good review, James, but we've got to cut you off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I have an opinion.
Whoa.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is wrong.
So, my Mortal Kombat or whatever is basically this. And I'm not really going to waste your too much time because this movie is just, it's not good. It's not fun. It's not entertaining. Dumb.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing about it, though, that drove me fucking apeshit. And it almost was so much that I like literally was gritting my teeth the entire time I was watching this movie. And I don't know if I'm a crazy person or maybe you guys all saw it, but it didn't seem like the editor of this film was constantly 1 second off.
Oh, I didn't notice
you pay
that.
attention more to that than I do.
Yeah, because, okay, so here's one of these things that, like, a perfect example of it is, this is right around the time that some of that Guy Ritchie stuff started bleeding in, not necessarily exactly the way that he would do it, but other places were starting, actually, other filmmakers were starting to do it too, like Sam Raimi, where it's these really super fast jump cuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they work really well in action movies, and they were becoming really, really popular in things like Jurassic Park and, even some of the 80s action movies towards the end, like some of the later Lethal Weapons, were starting to do this kind of thing. Where, like, it would just be all these jump cuts where it'd be like, it was with really cool sound effects. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's this thing that happens in them, which is basically, because they're jump cuts, everything is already in frame immediately. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, if somebody's doing a jump cut with somebody doing a bunch of, like, locks and blocks with their kung fu styling,
Mm-hmm.
the impact point has already happened. Or it's so close that you see the impact happening, but it's happening right at the point of the jump cut, or
Yeah.
it's happening right after. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I will actually agree with you. I did see some bad editing in like the group fight in the dining hall.
Right.
Liu Kang versus Rastaman was particularly
Yeah,
guilty
but it
of
was
that one.
all throughout
Rasta
this
Lion?
thing. Like, literally, anytime they did any kind of cut, period, regardless of
feel-
whether it was...
It seemed like they cut to like the next scene. Did the cut and did too much of the lead in for the next cut, because there are way too many points where like you have the extra just chilling there before they move. It's like they actually
Yes,
cut
and that's
it
exactly what I'm
right
talking
after the director said, go.
And
Yeah.
it actually happens during dialogue. Like, somebody will say something to somebody, it'll cut to their face, and that person, like, is just sitting there for, like, almost a full second before they respond. And, yeah, I am hypersensitive to that kind of stuff, but if it happens all throughout the movie, it's enough to drive me insane. And in this movie, it was crazy how bad. It literally was like every time the camera shifted, the action immediately picked up 1 second later. And that is just crazy for film. That is just crazy for film. So, yeah. terrible movie, and if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff, it will make your eyes bleed, pop out of your head, and run around the room screaming.
Hold on. Fatality.
Yes, it was a fatality.
This movie had a flawless victory over John.
Yeah, it was very, very, very difficult to watch. So, with that being said, we are going to take a short break, and then we are going to be back with the game. Hi, this is John from John Hates Movies. Usually, this is where you'd hear one of our commercials. We originally set aside this time to make room for eventual advertising space. And we've decided that it's time to open that advertisement space up. So for a limited time, we're going to open this advertisement space up to you, the listener. How much is it, do you ask? Well, it's absolutely free. That's right, for the cost of $0, you can have hundreds of John Hates Movies listeners listen to your message. How do you participate? All you have to do is either send us a script at our Facebook page, or you can record your own audio and send us a Dropbox link. We'll review all selections, and the ones that we like the most will show up in this spot on John Hates Movies. Submit your advertisements today. Welcome back, everybody. It is now time for the game, and this week's game is going to be run by Colin McMillan. Colin!
Hello. All right. This week's game is called Mortal Kombat! Yeah, keep going, because we have so much time. Huzinga! Shut up! All right, we're doing Mortal Kombat tournament
Heard it here
style.
first on John Hates Movies.
Huzinga!
Copyright Johnny.
2015. There it is. Joke grenade, everybody die by it.
JHM Productions.
Copyright Vlarf Industries, 2015. Mortal Kombat!
You should make our own production company.
This is a tournament. Oh, yes, that's a great
All
idea.
Vlarf Industries.
That's a great idea for later.
Anywho, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. It's tournament style. We'll be facing. We're going to start off with James versus John and Eric versus Chris, and then winners go to the finals. So it's like a tiny little fighter pyramid, except there's only 2 tiers because there's only 4 of you. So the way this works is each fight is 3 rounds. Each round you will pick your fighter, and I will determine who wins that fight. So you might say, if it's John and James, John might say, I choose Abraham Lincoln. And James might say, I choose John Wilkes Booth. And then James will have won. Well, that's each fight is best out of 3 up to 3 rounds. So it's like,
Okay.
So, we won't be going at it forever. So it's going to be like John and James round 1. And,
Estomite.
I'm just going to say, John, pick your fighter, James, pick your fighter, yada, yada, yada. And then I'll determine the winner. Get creative, because, maybe, maybe in the next round, I don't know, maybe it's not as cut and dry as John Wilkes Booth. Maybe if you chose John Wilkes Booth first, you could say Abraham Lincoln with a reflector shield, and then, Abraham Lincoln wins. So, get creative and get stupid, and, and it's time to play Rollerball. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Since I just put them on the spot, and now they're thinking about Abraham Lincoln, we're actually going to start with Chris and Eric. So, Chris and Eric, it's time for Mortal Kombat.
All right.
Round 1. Eric, pick your fighter.
My dad as Chris Christopherson in Convoy.
Okay. Chris, pick your fighter.
My choice is Dennis Hopper's character from Speed, because he's going to put a bomb on your dad's truck.
Ooh. All right, round 1. Eric is the winner.
Yay!
Chris Christopherson would never fall for that bullshit. All right, round 2. Chris, pick your fighter.
I pick Shamu the Whale.
Okay, Shamu versus Eric. Pick your
The
fighter.
Sharknado.
Oh no! All right,
It can pick up sharks, not whales.
The Sharknado wins.
I don't think so.
Eric is the winner. Okay, Eric is the winner of that one.
Bullshit! I call bullshit.
Eric goes to the finals. All right,
Votes need to be retaliated.
John versus James.
It's all about self-referencing.
Round 1. John, pick your fighter.
A wizard!
A wizard. James, pick your fighter.
Reality.
Damn it. Yeah, that was. I was thinking something like that, but not so esoteric. I'm gonna go with Optimus Prime.
Ooh.
Wizard versus Optimus Prime.
Wizard versus Optimus Prime.
Wait, can I? The wizard is Gandalf.
Optimus Prime wins.
Yeah.
Okay, round 2. James, pick your fighter.
Daniel LaRusso.
Oh, man. Danny LaRusso. Oh, shit. Okay, John, what do you got? Pick your fighter.
Oh, wet towel.
James is the winner.
Oh, wet towel.
I thought John might win that on like funny.
Yeah, it was close, but you can't. Nothing keeps Daniel LaRusso down. I don't know if anybody could get me either to get me to go against either Convoy or Daniel LaRusso.
Damn.
All right, it's time for the final fight. It's James versus Eric to see who is going to be King Regent of Outworld. And you get to like hang out with Katana and everything.
Vaguely
talk about
politics.
All right, let's start with Eric. Pick your fighter.
Rocky F. Balboa.
God damn it, that's who I was going to shoot.
Shit! Oh no!
You know,
James, pick your
exactly
fighter.
who to pick.
I've only seen one,
Rocky won Apollo Creed. He wins.
but Creed ever lose to Rocky?
In the second one.
Yeah, that's the hard part. I mean,
That's why I
thought that's what
said
happened.
Rocky won Apollo Creed because he's the
don't,
winner.
Don't
No, I
say
don't
Apollo
think so.
Creed, James.
Yeah.
I would recommend you choose something un-Rocky related.
Yeah. God, this is a hard one.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's character in Kickboxer.
Ooh.
Sorry, James. Eric takes round 1.
Yes.
All right, round 2.
Yeah, he killed him in Expendables 2. I forgot about that.
Round 2. James, pick your fighter.
I'm doing John's strategy. I can't
He's
fucking
looking
do
around.
that.
That won't work on me.
No. Oh, fuck. Batman!
Okay, Batman.
Oh.
All right. So round 2, James's pick is Batman. Eric, pick your fighter.
John Candy's burning car in PlayStation.
Oh man. That's really funny, but Batman beats the car. All right, round 3.
What?
The final round. Eric, pick your fighter. That was a good one. That's the kind of shit that I need to hear in Mortal Kombat.
Hey, you can beat up a car in Street Fighter.
That's true. But you can't beat Batman. Batman's too busy out not wasting time. Eric, pick your fighter.
Wolf Cop.
Oh, fuck. Shit. Okay, James. Pick your fighter. This is it. He who takes this round takes the game.
I will go Tony Jaa's insatiable insanity with flaming legs. Tony Jaa from Ong Bak.
Yeah.
Understand
But not
what that
him,
is.
his insanity
You-
with flaming legs.
Okay, so it's his craziness, and the craziness has flaming legs.
Flaming legs, yes.
Nobody can beat Wolf Cop. I'm sorry. Eric is the winner. Eric is the winner of Mortal Kombat. Do you now, Eric, describe to me the fatality you use on James.
As Wolf Up.
Or as
is this anything?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Fuck, I should have chose Popeye.
Oh!
That would have been a good one.
Popeye,
Yeah, Popeye would have.
Popeye with spinach.
You know,
Okay.
Wolf Cop with alcohol.
Okay, so the fatality is my dad becomes a werewolf and gets in John Candy's flaming car and runs you over.
All right, James, you are dead. Your dad, you've been run over by Wolf Dad in John Candy's flaming car.
James.
Eric is the winner.
Eric, what are we watching?
Your soul is mine.
No.
Okay, so this week we're going to go with a listener suggestion, and I'm going to pick Kirk Kuja's suggestion of Horns.
Woo! Yeah.
2014 Daniel Radcliffe movie.
Alrighty, so we are going to watch a Daniel Radcliffe movie that
Does
isn't...
it make you horny, baby?
Baby,
Yeah, baby. That's a relevant movie reference, baby. Yeah. It's timely. Actually,
let's pretend I have a career. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if Kirk is listening, but he will remember the mutual friend of mine and his that saw Austin Powers in like 2006 and thought it was the funniest thing ever, and was seriously going around doing that all over the place. Like he was.
Oh, that poor guy.
I know, and everybody else was like,
hey,
yeah.
If I haven't seen it, it's new to me.
Yeah, baby. And of course, like this particular guy was also lousy at it too. So it was just. I mean, it was so sad. It was
My
so sad.
Oh,
Yeah, my wife.
my life.
Very
Oh, God.
nice.
Okay.
It wasn't even funny. It wasn't even
So,
funny.
Hopefully, Horns is going to be much better than anything that we just referenced. So,
Yeah, baby.
Huzzing!
Shit! I have to say it. I have to say it, you dick. Huzinga.
It is
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. A great big thank you to our staff graphic artist, Tabby Walters, the Weekly Cast, and our listeners. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, through YouTube, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. Every third episode is Listener Appreciation, where we choose from your suggestions. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies YouTube channel, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say,
Huzinga.